Hey everybody, welcome back to RC with Adam. My name is Adam. I am super stoked because Flite Fest is about to happen once again. It's 2023 this year, but it might be another year that you're watching this, but that's okay. Most of this will still be relevant. I did a video previously showing things that were helpful for beginners to know, first-timers at Flite Fest, and I want to update that right now, and I'm going to make it a little bit shorter for you as well. There's going to be links in the description of this video to the Flite Fest website and to the map and the schedule and all that stuff. That's pretty much all the information, or the basic information, but what I'm going to do is actually go through a checklist of items to remember to bring, and then we're going to hear from people at Flite Fest what they said that beginners should bring and know about Flite Fest, what to expect if this is your first Flite Fest. Also, I want to say thanks to PCBWay for sponsoring this video. In case you don't know, PCBWay makes custom printed circuit boards, but not only do they make the actual circuit board itself, they also can add all of your specific components to the circuit board, and they have thousands to choose from, and they can test it for you so it's ready to rock and roll when it comes to your door. Also, they offer rapid prototyping services if PCBs aren't your thing. They offer injection sheet, what the heck am I saying? But if PCBs aren't your thing, they also offer rapid prototyping services to include sheet metal bending, injection molding, CNC machining, and 3D printing, and in all kinds of materials. So if you're working on a project that may be interesting to you, I'll have a link to them down in the description of this video. Okay, let's kick things off at the Flite Fest website. Go to flitefest.com, link in the description, and this is going to have all your information, your register, sign waiver, schedule, map, and all that sort of thing. So real quickly, let's go over the schedule. This is the schedule, and it's usually a tentative schedule, you know, it kind of changes. So registration, the earliest you can get there is Wednesday, June 21st, at 5 p.m. Don't come before then. That's rude. You know, like showing up 2 days early to a party. People don't like it. 22nd, that's Thursday. That's probably when most people are going to be showing up, I would guess. That's probably when I'm going to be there. But you see, they have some of these scheduled things: volunteer meeting, Blue Angels Fly, Bloody Baron build, combat. And these are just kind of like things that you can do. Everything else will be going on at the same time pretty much. So there's all kinds of stuff. What I like the most are the combats, and they usually have like, I think 3 or so per day, like official combats where that's the only thing that's happening, you know, on the flying field. They got a 3D fly, they got the STEM tent, all kinds of different stuff. So a lot of different kind of specific activities if you want to do that, all the way through June 25th, which is Sunday, and that's the final combat at 2 p.m. And so that's the last day there. So all that stuff happens through there. It's like a really long weekend. Let's go over to the map. Let's check this out. So here's the map. There's 2 maps, but they don't have all the detail in one of the maps. So to give you a basic idea, this gray box at the top is the flying field. Maybe I'll throw in some footage, you know, actual footage so you can see what I'm talking about. There's the flying field. The flight line is what they call it, and they have like a runway that they roll out, and then it's just like a big cornfield. And then they've got RV camping on the left side as we're looking at the map, and then the tent camping and a little bit of RV camping on the right-hand side. And it's actually nice because the tent camping is much closer to all of the stuff that's going on. And all the stuff that's going on is we've got the stage in the center where they, you know, talk about stuff from and have a band. We've got a build tent flanking either side of the center. And then the store is kind of like this barn type of building in the middle. And then we've got the STEM field. That's new for this year, I think. And so that should be cool. I think that's where they're going to have, you know, first-time builders or first-time pilots and stuff fly right out here. And I think that's a great idea. We'll see how that goes. Here's another view of the map just to give you an idea. So you're going to come in pretty much if there's a road on either side of this map essentially, and you're going to come in on either side there. In fact, there's an update that Flite Fest put out saying that there's some road closures and traffic. I'm going to put up a graphic of that probably right now, of the stuff that they were saying, just so I cover my bases and you're aware of that. And so they're showing here, it looks like we've got build tent 1 and 2 on either side, and then in the center we have the store, tables and chairs out front. These 2 big tents, I'm not sure what those are. Those might just be kind of like common area tents, or possibly the, like, you know, family area tents where they have games and stuff. They got a vendor area, And I'm not sure if that's food vendor or like other, it might be both. I don't know. Or no, that's probably like RC parts vendors in those areas. And then probably food is usually what they do along there. I think so. And then what does that say? That says workshops. Okay, workshops right there, and then stem tent on the right hand side, and then it looks like we got some showers there in the corners, and we'll touch on showers and things like that in a little bit. So that's what we got going on. And again, we've got the flight line at the top of this map right there. Okay, let's jump over to my checklist, and I'm gonna spew all this out real fast to basically make you remember things that you might have forgotten or think of things that you had not thought of. So for camping, whatever you usually bring, car camping is pretty much what you're going to want to bring. Some of those things would include extra tarps, bungee cords and takedowns, stakes, a hammer or a mallet. I don't know why I could have said hammer, because like who uses a mallet? I guess a mallet would be like for tent stakes. Anyway, pop up or a shade tent. Sun reflectors for your vehicle, because it's just going to be baking in the July sun or June sun, I guess. Fan to cool yourself and your tent. Small generator or battery bank to power some things. Folding table to work on things while in camp, like making food or building stuff. Paper towels, trash bags, first aid kit. There will be medics on site, but it is easy to injure yourself, and you know, the medics aren't like always where you are. Consider bringing a bicycle, one wheel, or other wheeled vehicle to make traversing the grounds easier. That would be nice, but I probably won't, because I won't have room for a bicycle or anything. And a bicycle, it's kind of hard to use. I guess like a big off-road scooter would be the most ideal, or a one wheel or something. Headlamp, it's very useful in the build tents at night, and then of course, you know, at nighttime in the camp. But you know, the sun usually goes down like actually like at 9 or maybe 9:30. Like it stays light for a long time. Earplugs and headphones. This is a big one I just added to this list for sleeping, because even during the quiet hours, it can still be kind of loud, and that's really helpful for me to have that, you know, less noise. Big deal. Hygiene, just your basic stuff, you know, toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant. The spray kind is good because you can just kind of spray it on stuff and you don't smell like, you know, sweat. Beach or bath towel for drying, moist towel wipe things to substitute a shower, and there may be showers on site, but I really don't like the showers on site, so you may want to look at other options, but that, you know, that's possible. Sunscreen for your face and any other parts of your body. Toilet paper, hand sanitizer. You want to keep things sanitized. They do have hand washing stations, but again, sometimes they run out of water or soap and stuff like that. Food and water. Bring lots of water. Expect to drink about a gallon a day is kind of what you should expect, because it's so hot and all that. So plan for like a gallon a day. 16-ounce water bottles are handy. Get one of those big 36 or more packs, and keep a few 2-gallon jugs in camp. You know, you can leave, of course, and get more supplies, but it's going to be a lot easier if you just bring a lot of stuff in with you. A cooler with lots of ice if you have any perishable foods. Your regular cooking stuff, stove, fuel, pots, utensils, etc. Maybe a cleaning sponge. Money to buy food from the trucks and vendors, which, you know, is in typical vendor fashion. It is going to be pretty expensive. Some of the vendors are pretty good though. Like, it's pretty good food. And sometimes, well, actually a lot of times it so happens that they'll have a combat or something right around dinner time. And it's like, you don't want to walk all the way back to your campsite and then cook dinner, and then walk all the way back, and then you got to, like, you know, keep your stuff somewhere, and so that can be kind of a pain. So sometimes you might just want to buy from the food vendors. And also, a tip is your food will get super hot or melt if it's left in the vehicle, so consider keeping it in a plastic tub outside in the shade or in your tent. But your tent gets really hot too, honestly, so you might just want to keep it in like a sealed plastic container so that no ants or bugs get in it, and then just keep it in the shade next to your car or something. I like to stretch a tarp across my van and my tent, and then it keeps everything kind of in the shade and keeps the sun off of it. All right, Next, we have clothing. Expect rain and mud. Now, sometimes it's a really beautiful time and you don't have that. And then usually if it's dry, then you have a bunch of dust. So there's that. So you might even want to have some sort of something like to wear over your face, maybe a mask or just like a one of those neck gaiter things that you can get wet. That can help sometimes. You know, when it's not raining, you'll be standing out in a field where you're flying, so protect yourself from the sun and the heat. That's for sure. So rain jacket, poncho, rain boots, or sandals and Crocs, but your feet will get wet and nasty if you have sandals and Crocs, but your boots, if you have rain boots, your feet will mostly stay dry except for like sweat and stuff, but they definitely will stay more clean. Get a hat with a brim, otherwise your ears will fry. Lightweight, loose-fitting clothing is really what you want. I prefer long sleeves or pants because it's very easy to get cooked way too much, especially if it's your first day and you're so excited and you're like, oh, I don't know, I'll just be out here for a little bit, and then you're out in the sun for hours and it's really hot, and then you get heat stroke or sunburn or both, and then it's no fun the rest of the time. So take care of yourself. Sunglasses, it's bright out there, so you'll be staring at the sky most of the time. And sunglasses, maybe take a second pair so you can double up, or in case you forget some. Definitely polarized lenses are really nice as well. Maybe a neck fan thingy. I've seen people wear those and they seem to be nice. And a bandana or cloth to wet and keep around your neck. That's also going to help a whole lot. All right, let's get on to the fun stuff. The RC gear. Whatever you're going to bring for a day out flying is, you know, pretty much what you can bring here. Building supplies. You know, there's build tents, build tables, but supplies is not really provided. Now, there are a ton of other people there and everybody's super generous and nice. So if you need some kind of supplies, you can pretty much just ask somebody and somebody will have it, which is really cool. But, you know, you don't want to, be helpless. So, you know, foam board, packing tape, hot glue gun and sticks, razor blades, motor mounts, rubber bands, soldering iron and solder, super glue, zip ties, electrical tape, etc. Those might be some of the things that you will need if you're going to build an airplane for your first time. But if it's your first time, don't freak out. Like, people will help you, or you could even do it in like the STEM tent, I think, and they have all the supplies there. Bring a power strip, a surge protector thing so you can charge multiple devices at once. Be sure to put your name on it so it doesn't get lost. Short extension cords are great. Sometimes the power outlets are just a little too far away. Spare electronics for when you crash, or if you get the urge to build something else. You can get them from vendors or from the FT store. The FT store is really expensive. Like, that's the thing that, like, it's cool because it's FT stuff, but it's cheaper to bring your own stuff is what I'm saying. But there are some RC vendors who will have kind of like generic motors and servos and things like that for a lot less money. Just depends on what kind of quality you need, really. Bring a cart or a wagon to haul your planes and gear, or maybe children, to and from the build tents. And it is seriously a game changer because trying to carry everything is not fun at all. It's awful. And you know, most of the time things don't get stolen. Like, I've maybe heard of like a couple times of things go missing, and I don't even know if that's stolen necessarily. Mostly everybody is very respectful, and you can pretty much leave something and it's not going to walk away on you. Bring some tarp or plastic painter's sheet to cover your airplane or your gear overnight, because even if it doesn't rain, dew will soak everything. It really will. So be sure to do that. I always forget to do that, but I think I will remember this time. Put a beeper or a finder on your aircraft, or maybe a GPS finder or something. If the field has crops growing, you will lose your aircraft very easily, because it's a big field and there's a lot of, you know, other planes there, and yeah, definitely do that. Do that for sure. Most of all, be ready to have fun, make friends, and crash some airplanes, because that is what Flite Fest is all about. All right, without further ado, let's go back to Flite Fest past year and ask everybody what some of their important things are to know, and what to expect if it's your first time at Flite Fest.
If you're gonna get into the hobby, do it here, because there are so many people here that are willing to help and that can help you.
Make friends.
Yeah, come and talk to people, take in the experiences of others, right? I mean, that's what this is all about, is community and coming together.
Yeah, expect mud.
Boy, bring mud boots. I did not bring mud boots.
Our first year we came, it had torrential downpours and it was wet all weekend, so now every year before we come, we throw in a pair of boots.
Yeah.
Get those $6 rubber boots from Walmart and actually bring them. I have them and I didn't bring them. So don't be like me. Definitely be prepared for mud.
Lots of water. Bring a power strip, because there's electricity in the tents, but there's not near enough plug-ins in the tent. So a power strip.
Expect to have fun, first of all, yeah, and then just try and like get out there and meet as many people as you can. I think that's the best part of Flite Fest.
My first 2 years, I brought a ton of planes. I think the best plan of attack is plan planes you want to build. Maybe get in touch with friends that you're going to come with, and get ready to build some stuff here instead of bringing it all, because it just makes the packing a lot easier and it's a lot more fun you have here. Because if you bring planes, they'll all be gone in the first day.
Bring a lot of planes too, because you're going to be losing them.
See, now you say bring a lot, and then you just said bring none.
Or bring a couple that you don't mind losing, but don't bring any that you like.
So expect to go home with
less planes than you came.
Yes.
With. Yeah.
That's good.
Or more parts.
Extra hot glue to share. Bring bamboo. And somewhat depends on, do you intend to fly or do you intend to build? If you intend to build, then you need to build all your buildings, bring enough building materials and supplies. If you intend to fly, then whatever you need to do for repairs. So
Organization tools, right? You know, the more you can put things together in a single spot, the better off you're going to be.
Have extra tarps if you set up, easy up. Extra tarps, extra bungees, extra stakes. Have a nice mallet to pound those stakes in, because we were running around like crazy when the storm hit and the wind was coming to rip our stuff away, trying to get everything down and secured, and I was glad I had extra stakes and bungees.
I'm kind of at a loss right now because I just lost all my planes the other day and they're kind of beyond repair, and I'm having receiver issues, but I'm having a super fun time here with all these great people, and it's really fun. Can't go wrong here, even if you don't have anything to fly. Tons of fun.
Spend some time teaching somebody under the age of 30 something. The under 20-year-old element is magical here. This is unlike any other model aviation event.
But not everybody camps, so if you're not a camper, if you have extra parts, if you have an old plane laying around that you busted up, rip the motor and the ESC and maybe some servos out of there. Bring spare parts, because you'll be walking around looking at people building stuff and you might want to throw something together.
When I was building like my first plane, I was doing it at home watching the build videos, which are nice, but if there's a specific issue that you have and it's not covered in the build video, like if you mess something up and you don't know what to do, that's what everybody's here for. That's why the people and the volunteers, like even just people next to you might be able to know something or have a tool that would help you. Like, this is the best place to start into the hobby.
Stop and have a solid conversation with every person that passes you, because they're all interested in exactly the same things you are.
This is a really good place to be inspired by other people's weird stuff, and you might have an idea. The weirder, the cooler.
If you can put your mind set to that knowing you're gonna crash and accepting it, just like you with the bat, just like being super happy when you see it go down, like that's the best mentality to be in.
Awesome.
Nailed it.
Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you again very soon, and hopefully at Flite Fest.